So I just bought the absolute cheapest motorcycle I could find at the motorcycle auction. A 1986 Yamaha Virago. So this is my 1986 Yamaha Virago. Cheapest bike at the auction. So I'm at the auction. They start to bid at 100 bucks. I'm thinking I'm gonna get it for 100 bucks. I end up paying $250 for it. And then with auction fees, it ends up being around $55 in auction fees because the bike was less than 500 bucks or less than 1,000 bucks. So I have $305 in this amazing, beautiful motorcycle. It's got a custom seat, awesome, pretty blue paint job. What's crazy, the craziest thing about it is this bike actually has almost new looking tires. I mean, the bike itself is worth it for those tires. And then the front tire is the same way. The guy put, I don't know what brand this is, but the back's got Michelin's on it, dated from 2015. So you can only assume that in a couple, 4 years ago, this bike actually ran. That brings me to another point. On the other side of the bike, the darker side of the bike, let me spin the bike around real quick. That brings us to this right here, which is by far the most dangerous thing I've possibly ever seen on a motorcycle. More dangerous than having giant spikes coming out of the gas tank. I'm not kidding, I've seen this. More dangerous than people who have these knife blade levers where the blade is actually kind of sharp, pointing to your knuckles. They welded on a pipe, no, not a pipe, just a piece of bracket onto the frame as your peg. Now, why is that so incredibly dangerous? That's dangerous because pegs are made to flip up. Because when you're riding the bike and you lean the bike over, it's made to actually give and not dig into the ground, catapulting you away. But to be honest with you, that's not the only problem with this bike. The real problem is this was not the cheapest bike at the auction. 20 bikes down the road, after I thought I bought the cheapest bike, I realized there's another bike going for cheaper. And that's where I bought this beauty. Kawasaki Vulcan 1996 1500. This bike went for $200 plus the $55 fee, so $255. And what blows my mind about this bike, why did they ruin it? Let me show you a picture of what this bike was supposed to look like. That's a great looking bike. This is a cool looking bike. Someone had this stupid idea that they're like, no, I gotta make it custom. I gotta make it my own thing. I don't know what they were thinking of. I'm gonna make it a bobber or something dumb. You take a cruiser bike and try to turn it into something it's not, and you make it this Frankenstein of a monstrosity. But it keeps on getting worse. I mean, this is not a solo seat. It's clearly not a solo seat. What is going on with the exhaust? Why is that piece just like shooting? That shouldn't be. What? Oh, okay, all right. Well, that makes sense. It didn't really bolt on to the engine very well. So, of course, painted everything you can flat black. These stupid grips, the worst grips ever. They really kind of ruined an awesome looking bike. Tires look decent. Let's get out of the cold. Let's take it inside. Let's see if we can get this. Let's see if the bike runs. As of right now, the battery's dead, I think. Yes, as of right now, the battery's dead. What the heck is this? Let's take it inside, see if we can get this thing running. And if we get it running, let's take it for a spin. But first, can we get it to run? Come on, let's go take it inside. So a little unusual, I pulled the gas cap off to check the fuel, and I see this line, and it's just coated with something. I wonder if this is like that boat coating that they use when if the gas tank may have been, it's not coming off, if it may have been covered in rust, they put like a boat coating in there. The gas tank doesn't smell bad, it actually smells pretty good. Now all we gotta do is figure out where the battery is. Alright, so we got the jump box connected to it. I couldn't actually access the negative terminal, so if you just find some bolt that's not painted, that should be good enough. Okay. Oh, it's leaking. All right. It's profusely leaking fuel out of the exhaust, which means that the fuel is on, I don't know why the fuel's on reserve. So there's too much fuel. The fuel is filling up the carburetor and then filling up the engine bay. So it's just dumping out of the exhaust, which is, it's nice because the exhaust isn't really connected. Let's see if we can get this thing to... Alright, so even though a lot of fuel dumped out of it, it didn't hydro lock, which is good. I'm gonna let the bike idle for a little bit. It's being a little temperamental. Probably the plugs are, I don't know, who knows. We'll let it idle for a little bit, and then we'll go back and see if we can actually take it for a spin. So, I mean, the bike sounds horrible because it has no exhaust on it, and the exhaust that's on is barely on there and barely hanging off. I mean, it sounds awful unless you're under the age of 12, and then it sounds awesome, man. You know, and it's loud, it's cool to you. Other than that, I kind of suspect we may have stumbled over a good, well-running machine. And unlike the fake $200, not $50 more than the cheapest motorcycle at the auction, this one actually has brakes on it. Now, if you guys ever wondered how I stay in such good shape, it's easy because this is how I clean the floor. All right, so the bike is running, but it's not running well. When you give it any gas, it starts to kind of what they call fall on its face. When I give it the old redneck test, I can touch this one. I can touch that front cylinder. The back one's much hotter. So, which makes me it's a twin, although it has spark plugs on both sides. So it's only running on I think the back cylinder. Let me pull the plugs out. Let me do a couple more things. Pull the plugs out. Make sure it's got good fuel, and let me see if we can get this thing to run on quickly and simply on both cylinders. All right, so here's what happened. Last night I put the old bike on the battery tender. Make sure the battery's good. I also put some of that VP. Oh, let me see it. It's right here. This is the closest thing to like Miracle in a can VP fix-it fuel. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put it in, fire the bike up, let it run for about half an hour, let it shake it around, let all that stuff get in the carburetor, and it should start fixing stuff. And when I say fix stuff, I mean it like eat stuff. I don't know what's going on in there. So hopefully that solves one thing. Let's see if we get fires up a little better right now. And it's actually doing a lot better than what it was yesterday. I was not able to rev it up at all. I put the jump box on it just because I'm actually gonna try to ride this thing. Let's take it outside. Let's get it warm. Let me get my my helmet and gear on, and let's see if we can take it for a spin. $200 motorcycle. I did nothing to it. Will it get me anywhere? Let's find out. It seems like it's running pretty good. I gotta get some gas, so we'll go to the gas station. Hey, this is all right. Can't complain about this. I'm riding a $200 motorcycle, ma. No, I am a little scared of giving it. Oh, hey! Looks like, I don't know, cylinder number 2 just kicked in. It's moving. I'm not gonna say it's running great. I am gonna say it's getting me down the road at the speed limit. I bet if I got on the gas a little bit, this thing will give me a little kick. Let's get some gas. Let's put some gas in this thing, and then we'll deal with that. Alright, so for everyone that says, I can't afford to ride a motorcycle, I don't have enough money, whatever. Somewhere, somehow, there's a $200 motorcycle out there waiting for you with your name on it. I'm pretty pumped. I got 56 turn signals. I forgot to put a license plate on the back of my bike. I don't want to have to explain that to someone. Look at that. This bike is running. I feel like I should wrap up the video and call this a success before this thing breaks down and doesn't start at the gas station. But you know what? We're going all the way. I'm gonna ride this thing till it runs perfect. And the brakes work. It's good to know. Alright, let's see. Hope it starts up once we put some gas in it. It's the weirdest thing right there. Oh no! Oh no! It's dumping all over the place. This place doesn't have any rags. Oh, gross. The paint doesn't come off. One time I went to Philly. I was coming back, my wipers weren't working, my windshield washers weren't working. So I stopped at a gas station trying to clean my windshield. It was all snowy and stuff. All the gas stations near Philly, none of them had windshield wiper cleaners, those swipey things, because everyone steals them. Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. All right, here's the moment of truth. Am I walking home? Am I pushing this giant bike home, or am I riding home like a champ? Oh yeah! This bike's amazing. Is everyone waiting for me? All right. All right, well, we know we got gas. Looks like we got ourselves a runner. Let's go back to the shop. Man, I want to drive to that field. Let's take the choke off. See what that does. Oh, it's all ready. Uh oh. No, don't do this to me now. Let's pull the choke back out. There we go. Well, so you can see this thing runs awesome. Here's the point. It runs. It needs a little bit of carb work. It needs an exhaust. But it's definitely super cool. Well, it's super cool because it's so cheap. Now it's running great. This thing is running better now. It's not spitting and sputtering. It's running way better than when I first started, and running way better than the past than 5 minutes ago. This thing's and it's backfiring because the exhaust is all goofed up. One side's longer than the other side, and one side's half on there. Because it basically has no exhaust, it's going to sound horrible like that. But the actual, the engine and spitting and backfiring and the throttle response is actually feeling pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed. Alright guys, this thing's actually running pretty decent. So, first of all, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out to the end. Here's your reward. We have $255 on this bike. In the comments, make me an offer. I'm getting rid of it. Or trade. Make me an offer or some ridiculous trade in the comments. How do we contact them though? And we're gonna respond to those comments, and we're gonna accept someone's offer like ASAP. I'm getting rid of this bike. I think it'd be a great first bike for someone, or a second bike, or a project bike. I mean, the thing runs. The thing definitely runs. It needs some love, needs some exhaust, but it ran 1,000 times better when I came in than when I left. So I think, and it's a Kawasaki 88. It's a 1500cc Kawasaki. Like, how can you really go wrong? You got to pick the bike up. We're not shipping it anywhere unless you want to pay for it and your crazy goofy trades. Leave a comment. We will comment you back, and we'll say, hey, all right, email us at SRK Cycles. We'll see you guys later. Subscribe.